Katherine Schwarzenegger is sending support to her cousin Tatiana Schlossberg. On Saturday, November 22nd, Schlossberg, who is the granddaughter of former President John F. Kennedy, published an emotional essay in The New Yorker revealing that she has been battling terminal cancer for the past year and a half after being diagnosed following the birth of her second child in May 2024. The diagnosis was acute myeloid leukemia with a rare mutation called Inversion 3. It was mostly seen in older patients. Every doctor I saw asked me if I had spent a lot of time at ground zero, given how common blood cancers are among first responders. I was in New York on 9/11 in the 6th grade, but I didn't visit the site until years later. I am not elderly, I had just turned 34, she explained. As Schlossberg's story made headlines, Schwarzenegger took to Instagram to commend her cousin's vulnerability, writing in part, "This is a profound piece written by my extraordinary cousin Tatiana. It's been shared by many and should be read by all. I have only tears and anger reading that this is her reality. She has lived this experience with so much grace, and I am in awe of her as a human, mother, wife, daughter, writer, and fighter." The daughter of Arnold Schwarzenegger and Maria Shriver additionally encouraged her followers to read the piece while pointing out that Schlossberg addresses how government funding cuts impact those seeking care. "I am and continue to be grateful for all the doctors and nurses helping her, and encourage you to read her words about how the state of the country, the cuts and uncertainty, impacts and terrifies those in medicine and receiving treatment like Tatiana has been over the past year and a half and continues to receive, praying for and loving her and her family." Meanwhile, Shriver also urged her Instagram followers to read Schlossberg's story as she stressed how life is a blessing. "If you can only read one thing today, please take the time for this extraordinary piece of writing by my cousin Caroline's extraordinary daughter, Tatiana. Tatiana is a beautiful writer, journalist, wife, mother, daughter, sister, and friend. This piece is about what she has been through for the last year and a half. It's an ode to all the doctors and nurses who toil on the front lines of humanity. It's so many things, but best to read it yourself and be blown away by one woman's life story. And let it be a reminder to be grateful for the life you are living today, right now, this very minute." In her essay, the daughter of Caroline Kennedy took aim at her cousin, Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr., criticizing his actions as she also called him an embarrassment to me and the rest of my immediate family, sharing in part, "As I spent more and more of my life under the care of doctors, nurses, and researchers striving to improve the lives of others, I watched as Bobby cut nearly $500 million for research into mRNA vaccines, technology that could be used against certain cancers, slashed billions in funding from the National Institutes of Health, the world's largest sponsor of medical research, and threatened to oust the panel of medical experts charged with recommending preventative cancer screenings. Hundreds of NIH grants and clinical trials were canceled, affecting thousands of patients. I worried about funding for leukemia and bone marrow research at Memorial Sloan Kettering. I worried about the trials that were my only shot at remission." She went on to reveal how a drug she previously used during her health battle is now flagged, detailing, "Early in my illness, when I had postpartum hemorrhage, I was given a dose of misoprostol to help stop the bleeding. This drug is part of medication abortion, which, at Bobby's urging, is currently under review by the Food and Drug Administration. I freeze when I think about what would have happened if it had not been immediately available to me and to millions of other women who need it to save their lives or to get the care they deserve.